Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 2023 Treating the Whole Person, Optimizing Wellness Conference. I'm Alexis Johnson, and I'm the social media manager here at RSDSA. I'm joined by Jim Broach, Executive Vice President and Director of RSDSA, and this evening's first speaker, Marie Theriault. Marie is a certified teacher of yoga for cancer, Qigong, and Tai Chi at Flowing River Qigong and Yoga. She has many years of experience working with a diverse population of students, including seniors, cancer patients, and people who desire a natural approach to healing that is complementary to traditional or alternative therapies. She leads empowering and revitalizing in-person and virtual classes in a group setting or privately, and presents and participates in workshops on various holistic health-related topics. Marie is committed to offering her students unique and mindful ways to exercise and manage stress so they can live healthier lives. She believes skillfully taught classes that utilize safe and effective teaching methods are supportive to all aspects of health. And I will be sure to leave a link to her website in the chat. And now, as always, remember that while the information shared here tonight is helpful, please consult your physician for personalized medical advice. Now, before we turn it over to Marie, we have some big news to share. I know Jim wants to share with the community. I don't know if they can see you, Jim.
Okay, I'm so excited that the verdict today was in favor of the Kowalski family. That it's fabulous, and they are getting some justice and many blessings to that family, and may they begin to heal. And I know that the CRPS community is overjoyed, and we join in that joy, and that hopefully Brian Pope, who spoke last night, will come back to us with his reaction to the verdict. And again, RSDSA is working with TCAP, and we're going to be looking at other rare diseases and how they have been impacted by medical kidnapping, because it's just not our syndrome. It's other syndromes, because most people, medical professionals, are not aware of rare diseases. But thank you.
Yes, so I'll definitely share the link to information about the trial, just in case you're not updated. So I'll put that in the chat as well. But from this point on, you are going to be learning more from Marie, so we will turn it over to her.
Thank you so much, Alexis and Jim. I'm delighted to be here. It's my sincere hope that this presentation will bring encouragement to anyone living with chronic pain. I will be explaining how symptoms of pain and stress can be managed in safe, effective, and natural ways. I'm going to begin with a short PowerPoint that will explain some basic information about Qigong. Then I will demonstrate some of the movements, and you're welcome to follow along with me, and I hope that you will. And then I'm going to lead us in a short guided meditation, and there'll be time for questions at the end of the program. So, this is on your screen, you can see the first slide on my PowerPoint. It's Qigong, a natural remedy for pain and stress relief. I found this really nice quote by Thomas Kincaid. I will read it to you in case you can't see it. It says, "Balance, peace, and joy are the fruit of a successful life. It starts with recognizing your talents and finding ways to serve others by using them." And that pretty much sums up how I feel about Qigong. I know it has helped me so much in my own life, and whenever I have a chance to share it with others, I'm just always so happy to do so. So I hope it will be helpful for you too. So next. So to practice Qigong is to return to a state of naturalness. A natural body is soft, supple, and relaxed. There are no restrictions in movement. You can bend over, twist from side to side, reach up, arch and round your spine with ease. And the natural breath is slow, deep, and even. The breath is smooth, complete, and unhurried. And the natural state of the mind is quiet, clear, and luminous. It is free of worries, fear, sadness, or anger. It's peaceful, calm, and content. And also on this slide, there is a quote by the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. He says, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." And one of my favorite quotes. So as anyone with CRPS most certainly knows, pain is a terrible thing. When there's pain and it lingers or becomes chronic, it most naturally leads to stress. And stress in the mind leads to tension, and tension leads to tightness in the body. Tightness in the body creates stagnation, inflammation, and more pain. In this way, stress and pain feed off each other, and it becomes a vicious cycle. It's a circle game that no one wants to play. But the good news is, Qigong is a natural antidote for pain and stress. Its calming nature is relaxing to the body and mind. It's soothing to the emotions. And most of all, and best of all, it is very healing. So the word Qigong is spelled Qigong, but the spelling is, the pronunciation is a little different than the spelling. So the pronunciation is Qi, like cheese without an S, Qi, and the second part of the word, Gung, like G-U-N-G. I made up a little jingle a while back to help people remember the pronunciation. And the pronunciation and the jingle is "Stay Young" with Qigong. So not only does it rhyme, but it's also right on point because there's many anti-aging benefits to a Qigong practice. And Qigong is gentle exercise, ancient, originated in China, and it can be described as a meditation in motion. And I've more recently heard it explained as a medication in motion because of its healing benefits. So the first part of the word qi means life force energy. So this is energy that is within you and all around you in nature. And the second part of the word gong means skill or work. Qigong can be described simply as energy work, or more accurately, as a skill that can be obtained over time through dedicated practice. And that's kind of the key, because you have to practice it regularly. And that will help you to awaken and strengthen qi and get it moving in the pathways or meridians of your body. So another way to describe Qigong is the cultivation of your life energy to promote good health and healing. The Qigong is much more than just another way to exercise. It is a complete system for wellness that is based upon the principles of traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture. Physical movements of the body are combined with the inhales and exhales of the breath, and the mind focus, or the mind paying close attention to the breath and to the movement to clear stagnant energy and revitalize the internal channels. If you have never experienced acupuncture, you may find that it can be very helpful in lowering any stress and pain that you may be experiencing. Qigong works in a way that is similar to an acupuncture treatment. I like to say it is like acupuncture without the needles. Qigong is preventative medicine. So it is used as a way to keep you healthy or to help you heal for any health challenges you may be facing. So here are some of the health benefits for your mind. Helps improve cognitive function. Okay? When we're doing some of the movements, we can do opposites sometimes, so you really have to be paying attention, and that's so good for your mind, so good for your brain to learn something new. Puts you in a better mood. I think that is absolutely true. I know that a lot of times at the end of my classes, people are smiling. It just happens naturally because you feel so much better. Relieve symptoms of anxiety and depression. Anxiety is a big problem in the world today, but because of the calming nature of Qigong, it's just so relaxing and so calming, just helps feelings of anxiety become much lower, but it's also uplifting for feelings of sadness. And it brings greater awareness and calmness, reduces stress, and offers a deeper, more restorative sleep. I sleep so good all the time. So Qigong has definitely helped me with that. And then for the body, you will feel more energized. So it increases your energy. It improves immunity, so to keep you healthier, and reduces inflammation. It can help you with your balance, to prevent falls, so that is so important. Relieves pain and stiffness, helpful for improving bone density and strength, and increasing flexibility and coordination. So lots and lots and lots of good benefits to practicing Qigong. Now, I took this picture a while back. There's a park that I like to go to. It has a river that flows along it. So there's a very simple but profound philosophy when it comes to Qigong. We say that good Qi flow equals good health. Okay, so when your energy is flowing well in your body, in your internal organs, and your meridians, then you experience good health. So if you look at the photo, you see the river, and then there's some rocks in the river. So we will always come upon obstacles in our life, or maybe have some sluggish or stagnant energy in the body, but just learn how to move around them, move past them. And like a river flows, practicing Qigong can lead you to a healthier life. So I'm going to invite you now to practice with me. You're welcome to practice from a standing position. If it's better for you to stay seated, that is also fine. It would be helpful if you are sitting to have a chair that does not have any arms, so they won't be in your way when you're lifting and lowering your arms. And please make sure that if you are standing, that you're not wearing slippers or sandals, flip-flops. So it's better to be barefoot or even in sneakers. So I'll give you a little bit of time to maybe run and get some sneakers or find a chair that will be comfortable for you. And then we'll go ahead and get started. And you're also, if you're not able to participate and you would like to just lay down and rest and listen, a big part of Qigong is using your mind and imagining or visualizing that you're doing the movements. So you can also practice this way, is close your eyes, whatever I'm saying, you use your mind to do them. And that is very powerful as well. Okay, so if you want to get yourself ready, I'm going to go ahead and move back from the screen. And I'm going to stop the share for a moment so you can see me. Okay. I will put it on speaker view too. That's probably a good idea. That didn't actually work, so I'll go back to gallery. Okay. So let's practice some Qigong. It's really the best way for you to understand if this style of exercise is good for you. If you are standing, you want to make sure that your feet are about hip width apart, your toes are pointing straight ahead. And same thing if you're sitting, your feet should be flat on the floor with your toes straight ahead. Also, if you're in a chair, you would like maybe to be scooted forward just a little bit. You can keep your back nice and straight and have room to lift your arms. Okay. And we're just going to think about our feet resting against the earth. And nice tall spine, crown of head up to the sky. And we're going to place the hands to come and rest on the lower abdomen. Okay. So you have one hand stacked on top of the other, like this, and then they rest right on your lower abdomen. So this area of the body here is called the lower dantian. And dan means elixir, like a medicine, and tian means field, like an area, like an open area. So an elixir field, and you can use that as visual as you bring your hands here. You're welcome to lower your gaze or even close your eyes as if you're looking within yourself. So in the center of you, the center of you between your feet and your head, and the center of you between the front of your body and the back of your body. And letting your hands rest here. See if you can draw your attention inward and just let your mind rest for a few breaths. You might notice gentle rise and fall of the belly as you breathe. You can think of the beautiful light within you. And kind of introducing your mind to your body into this special place within you. A place of peacefulness, a place of healing. A place of your vital energy and life force. Okay, so we're gonna start with some gentle movement. You can remove your hands from dantian. And we're gonna start to circulate the breath by lifting the arms up the sides and down the front. Yeah, if you have anything going on in your shoulders, you can modify how high you're lifting your arms. I always want you to take best care of you and do what feels best for your body. Okay, so even if you just needed to come up like this and then bend the elbows and come down a little earlier, that is fine. That means that you're taking best care of you. So you just find the appropriate height, and then we start to link it to the breath. So you inhale as the arms come up. You can come up as high as comfortable, and then exhale, lower down the front. When the arms are coming up, think of your knees getting gently straight and the crown of the head closer to the ceiling. And when you breathe out, your knees will bend gently, and think of your feet getting closer to the earth, closer to the floor. Breathing in, it's like you grow taller. And breathing out, and lowering down, feeling grounded, feeling connected. And then we're going to start to use a visual with the coming up and down. So you can place a little light at the base of your spine. And as you're breathing in and lifting up your arms, imagine that light starting to travel up your spine. Coming higher and higher up the back of your neck and then over the top of your head. And as you're lowering your arms and breathing out, the light is descending down the front of your body. So the front of your face, the center of your neck, the center of your chest, the center of your abdomen, and all the way to the base of your torso. And then as you're breathing in, you draw that energy up into the spine again. Let it rise up all the way to overhead. And as you exhale, you slowly lower down. And this is a little pathway or circuit of energy called the microcosmic orbit. And so we're just moving chi with our minds and with our movement and with our breath. And this helps to open up the flow of chi or the flow of energy into all the internal channels. Okay, we'll do one more time. So trying to use your mind to move the light and coming down. And as you're finishing up, you can come back to dantian, back to your elixir field. One palm on the body and the other palm on top. And your hands are resting right beneath your navel. Okay. So let's start to stretch out the neck a little bit. Your arms can come and rest by your side. And you can make little circles around with your head. And again, just let your range be to what suits you and your speed to be slow. So you want to move nice and slow and with awareness. You're circling around, letting your head be heavy. And then we're going to go the other way. As you're inhaling, your chin will come up, and as you're exhaling, your chin will come down. Nice and slow. Breath with movement. Okay, good. And then as you're ending, you can bring your head back to neutral, straight ahead. And starting with your left arm, so I'm going to be teaching in mirror image for you. Okay, so starting with your left arm, bring your arm up and out to the side. Your palm is facing down. And then it's going to sweep across the front of the body and tap your left shoulder. Okay, so when you inhale, arm goes to the side. And when you exhale, arm sweeps across and you just tap your shoulder. So your gaze can follow your hand wherever it's going. And you want to make sure that you're turning the navel as you're moving your arm from side to side. So your navel is actually leading the way. Okay, we'll do one more like that. Coming across to tap. And then we're going to bring the arm down by the side. And then up to your opposite shoulder. And again, same thing. Your gaze can follow your moving hand. And you're turning from dantian. So your navel is turning in the direction of your arm. And now we change again. So arm comes down and then come to opposite elbow. And then as you inhale, bring your arm up. You can look and exhale, lower down, opposite elbow. Breathing in and breathing out. And the next time the arm comes up, we're going to circle the wrist. So you're just spiraling around with the wrist, lots of space between your fingers. And as you're spiraling, you're also lowering slowly. And when you get about halfway, we're going to change direction. So continue lowering and circling until your arm is by your side. You can release the spiraling of the wrist and let your arm dangle heavy and make little circles with your fingertips on the floor. The circles can get tinier and tinier, as if you're drawing one circle inside the other, inside the other, inside the other, coming all the way to the center. And then your arm can come into stillness. And just take a moment to notice any differences you might feel between your two arms. If you're feeling any kind of like a magnetic feeling, tingling, it might feel a little bit heavy. That's all a good sign. And if you're not feeling that, that's okay as well. So we're going to go ahead and inhale up with the left arm. And then as you exhale, you turn and you tap your opposite shoulder. Okay, so breathing in, sweeping open with your arm. And breathing out, coming across to tap. I'm going to move a little bit closer. Come across and tap. One more time. Just breathing in and breathing out as you come across. Okay. And then when you inhale, arm by your side. Remember, turn from the navel. Exhale, come up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. And now we're going to inhale and bring the arm up. And then keep it up and spiral your wrist. So as you're spiraling your wrist, lots of space between the fingers. And slowly lowering your arm as you're spiraling around. And then change your direction. Continuing the spiral until your arm gets lower and lower. And then finally release the spiraling and just let your arm dangle from your shoulder and make little circles. And your circles will get tinier and tinier, drawing one inside the other, inside the other. You're coming to the very center or like a bullseye. And as you get there, you can just pause. And hopefully you're Feeling some good energy in your arm. So any sensations that you may be feeling that are good, let's bring it to dantian. So like a gift. Your hands come and rest on the dantian. You're just sharing good energy with your body. Okay, so just pause here. See if you can take that inner gaze. And it gets easier as you go through the practice. Okay, and then we're go ahead and release hands from dantian. And hands can come to your hip, and you can just sway a little side to side. So just kind of loosening up in the hip area if you're not used to standing for your exercise. And then we can make little circles with the waist. So you're welcome to keep your hands here and circle around, but you might also enjoy just having the hands on your lower back like this, if that works for you. And just circling around. So I always encourage you find the way that is working well for you and do what's the best for your body. And it never matters what someone else is doing. It's all about you. And then we'll go the other way. Little circles around. And then coming into stillness. You can try stacking your hands and then just kind of coming up and down like this. You can go down to the tailbone. You can come up a little higher. And just to disperse any energy in this area. So tightness, you can tap if that feels good. Okay, so now I'm going to have you open up your stance a little wider. And if you're sitting, make sure you're sitting towards the front of your chair so you can have space to move your arms. And let's imagine we're standing in water up to the waist area. Okay, and you're going to go ahead and bring your palms to float on that water. You have space open under your armpits. Your palms are just floating in front of you. Your fingers are facing each other like this. Okay, and we're going to start to circle over the water. All right, but we'll do it with both hands at the same time. So you're going to turn a little bit towards the right and extend your arm. Make sure that you're not leaning. You stay nice and upright even as you turn. And then extend your arms, but keep your elbows soft. So not tight like that, but soft and rounded. And then we're going to slide towards the left and pull the elbows in. So your hands are closer to your body now. Your fingers are facing each other. And then we're just going to slide across the water and extend the arms. And slide to the other side. It's almost like you're making an oval shape on the surface of the water. So you always want to keep your palms at the same level. If the hands went lower, then they would be underwater. If they went higher, they wouldn't be on the water. So you want to stay on the same level all the way around. And we'll do one more in this direction, and then we'll change. So you're floating. If your shoulders are tired, you can just come in and rest for a moment. Even move around maybe. Make sure you're ready for the other direction. Another visual you could use is just having your hands like resting on a counter. Okay, so even as you're making your circles, you want to make contact with the countertop all the way around. Okay, so we're floating here, face under the armpit. We're going to turn towards the left first and extend the arms, keeping the elbows soft, and then sliding to the right and folding in. So this is going in the opposite direction now. And your hands are really soft and relaxed. You can try closing your eyes. Sometimes that is a nice experience for people if you feel safe with what you're doing. Or even just lowering your gaze. Okay, we're going to do one more. And then come back. Good. And then we're going to crisscross the hands in front of Dantian. And it does not matter the direction of your crisscross. But what does matter is that your palms are facing in towards you. Okay, so my palms are both facing in towards my body. And then think of your thumbs like hitchhiker thumbs. The palms are going to stay facing you, even as you lift your arms. Okay, so you're at a crisscross now in front of your heart. And this area here of the body is the middle dantian, the middle elixir field. So your heart center, your emotional self, and your hands are an extension of your heart and all the good work that you do in the world. Okay, so your hands are like this. And then we uncross. Palms are still facing you. And then turn the palms over and lower. Right, so we're going to cross, lift, uncross, and lower. When you're crossing and lifting, this is breathing in, knees gently straight, crown of head to the sky, breathing out, bend through the knees, feet closer to the earth. Inhale and exhale. And then we could add on a little bit by breathing in, uncrossing, turn the palms out to the side, exhale, lower down. So inhale, rising up, uncrossing, palms turn outwards, exhale, lower. Grow taller through the crown of your head, more grounded through the soles of your feet as you're lowering. You're breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, breathing out. Let's try a couple more. And last one. Nice and relaxed. Good. We can come into Dantian for a moment. So always trying to draw your attention inward, really where all your healing comes from within you. And when you practice, you're making that potential stronger. So our last movement is going to take us into our meditation. So we'll do one more Qigong movement and then we'll do the meditation. And this movement is you're going to imagine your arms are moving like an ocean wave. So when you breathe in, your arms are going to come up in front of you, and the top of the wrist leads the way. So hands are not flat, but more like this. Okay. So fingers down, and then your fingers can flatten out, and you pull your elbows back, and then lead with the inside of the wrist as you lower the hands, and then your fingers will face down at the bottom. So it's like this. Breathe in, draw back, and breathe out. Inhale, grow taller, Breathe out closer to the earth through the soles of your feet. And we're mimicking the action of the ocean wave. So again, if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. It really adds in a nice way for you to connect in with the movement a little bit better. It's not necessary, but it does feel more comfortable once you practice more often. So you're moving in a nice soft way, but there's also power behind that softness, and that is the wave. The water itself is soft, but you know they're very powerful. They can knock you right off your feet. Inhaling up, exhaling down. We'll do one more movement. Just lowering down. Okay, and then we'll come back to the dantian. And once again, drawing your mind inward. It's why it's so helpful to use visualization in Qigong. You give your mind a job so it doesn't wander off somewhere. And just keep drawing it back to your body, beautiful light within you. And just let your mind rest. And we'll stay here for a couple more breaths. One more breath. Okay. So let's do a little meditation. I'm going to come back. For the meditation, you're welcome to lie down. Maybe you would like to get some extra cushion for a chair that you're in, or sit all the way back in the chair. And we're going to be going on a little vacation in our minds. I'm going to share the screen again. Okay. And let me, guess I'll have to restart it. Okay. So this is where we were, and now I'm going to go to the next screen. And this is a meditation for healing pain and stress. I actually took this picture a long time ago, and it's if you want to look at it for a while, I think it's a peaceful picture to look at. And just getting yourself in your chair, and of course you can just close your eyes and listen as well. Okay. Your hands as you're resting in your chair, having some support behind you or laying down. If you would like to take a mudra with your hands, you can just rest the back of one hand in the palm of the other and just join your thumbs like this. And then they can rest right in your lap. This is a meditation mudra. Or you can just have your palms facing down or up, whatever is the most comfortable for you. And I invite you to take a breath in through your nose and a big relaxing sigh from your mouth. So just settling in and breathing peacefully. So I'm going to invite you to go on a little trip with me, and we're going to go to the beach. We're going to go to the ocean, to the shore. And as we arrive, It is later in the afternoon, and there's this most beautiful, comfortable chair waiting for you. So you go ahead and sit in the chair. It's down close by the water. And you're watching the waves coming in and out. You can smell the salt air. See the birds, hear the birds. You're just settling into this beautiful scene. And then we are going to connect our breathing to the rhythm of the wave. As the wave is drawing back into the ocean, it's going to expand through your belly, so that is breathing in. And as the wave moves up onto the shore, you're going to draw your belly in towards you, back towards your spine. So we're going to go nice and slow and just kind of get your rhythm going. So breathing in, the belly expanding, watching the wave rising up. And as you're breathing out, the wave coming up onto the shore, and your belly is moving back towards your spine. So just try a few of those, kind of matching the rhythm of the waves and the rhythm of your breath. A little bit of effort to fill the belly up, and then some relaxation as you're breathing out. And then you can just let go of watching the breath or trying to control it in any way, and just breathe peacefully. And take a look out over the water and notice as the sun is getting closer and closer to the horizon, and all the pretty colors in the sky. Maybe see some pink, some yellow, some purple. And just watching as the sun is descending. And then noticing how you're feeling in your body at this moment. Noticing the relaxed parts. And maybe inviting the relaxed parts to share their relaxation with any of your body that is not feeling relaxed. Like it teaching any pain to be left. And trusting, just like you would a teacher or a friend who is trying to help you learn something new. You're asking the parts of you that do feel well to teach the parts that don't how to soften. And as the sun is sinking almost out of view, you're imagining as much discomfort as possible to release from your body. Until it disappears, just like the sun. And as we're ending our practice, coming back into the room where you are, and opening your eyes when you're ready. I had one last screen that I was going to share. So this is my logo for my business, and it's a QI, but it's in a kind of a swirly shape, and yeah, that is representing flow. Yeah, because we do a lot of flowing movements in Qigong, but the eye kind of circles around and it blooms into a flower. So my whole idea with the logo was that Qigong always leads me to a beautiful place, and so that is my logo, and I hope it has led you there this evening as well. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. My website is up here on the screen, but Alexis is also going to share it. And I do have some classes that are available virtually. You can check my website. And I also teach locally in Waxhaw, North Carolina, and also Indian Land, South Carolina. So thank you so much.
That was absolutely amazing. I feel so relaxed. I hope everyone else does as well. I'm going to bring Jim back as well. We do have a few questions for you.
Okay.
All right. So I know you mentioned that, you said you do the in-person classes in North Carolina, and then people can go to your website in order to sign up for virtual classes.
Yeah.
Yep, just want to make sure. And I did put the link in the chat, and I will put the link in there because I know that was early on during the presentation. So how often should someone take a Qigong class? Or how often can you take a class?
Yeah. So if you're really, have a reason that's important to you, that you're, like you're trying to heal from something, I would suggest doing at least 20 minutes every day, and it wouldn't even really have to be like going to a class, just like something that you learn from a class and then doing it on your own, because that consistency is really important, and your body will start to respond to it.
Definitely. What tips do you have for modifying Qigong for someone who may be injured or can't do all the moves? I know on YouTube we had a few questions about that, or maybe even, modified for chair or floor mat. Like, what tips or advice could you give?
I guess it really depends, like where in the body the problem is. That's why I tried to be really careful about the way I was teaching and offering a lot of different, like, let's say if you couldn't bring your arms all the way up, like, I was saying just do it a lot lower, things like that. You could definitely practice from a chair, which I also offered. And, the thing is not to get so focused on what you can't do, and more focused on what you can. Because everyone's different, and in a different level, and it could just be because you're new, or at this time there's, something that is holding you back. But just try and see if it helps you. I mean, it's definitely worth a try. Yeah.
Jim, what questions do you have?
I don't. I think that the mantra of focus on what you can do, not what you can't do, is elemental. It's wonderful. I thank you. It was marvelous. It was really marvelous.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. Like I said at the beginning, I love helping people learn about Qigong. It's like my favorite thing to do. And so, I'm always willing to, if someone has questions that they don't want to ask right now, please reach out to me. It's my favorite subject and I love to talk about it. So, please don't feel like you'd be bothering me. Not at all. Yeah.
Of course.
Marie, could you just share, did you go to China to learn this, or what? How did you become so involved?
Yeah. So I was actually in the process of looking for a yoga teacher training program, and I was introduced to someone here locally in Charlotte. His name is Camilo Sanchez, and he's an acupuncturist. And when I went to see him, he was starting his very first Qigong training. And in that moment when he told me that, I had no idea what Qigong was. I had never even heard the word before. But I was curious, and so I took a couple of classes, and I just loved the way it made me feel. I was just so relaxed, so calm. I was a person who kind of struggled with meditation, like it's hard for me to sit still, but I could get that meditative buzz through movement, which was, so gentle, and so it was like a win-win.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Marie. I did put a link to your website in the chat once again. So I definitely think a few of our warriors will be reaching out to you. So get prepared for that. And we can't wait to hear a little bit more about their experience.
Yeah.
Yes, but for everyone watching, we're going to take a quick break, grab some water, grab a bite to eat, and come back at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have our final presentation for our virtual conference. It's going to be called Understanding Suicides After Prescription Opioids Are Stopped. Really important study that 2 physicians at the University of Alabama, Birmingham are working on. So definitely want to make sure that you all come back for that right here on Facebook and YouTube. And then, of course, if you have any questions for us, you can always send us an email at info@rsds.org. If you need a physician, if you want to write for our blog, if you're looking for a support group, anything you may need, definitely reach out to us. But hopefully we'll see you in 15 minutes. Thanks again, Marie.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
Thanks. You do a beautiful job.
Thank you.
Yes.